Hey, guess what? I'm back with another WigShe video, and this time we are talking about Wig 004. She's 20 inches of glorious 150% density Remy human hair with the most incredibly undetectable hairline that is going to have people saying, "Wig, what wig?" To which you can say, "Yeah, it's a wig." Or you can simply toss your hair and walk off completely confidently like the boss that you are. Either way, if you want all the details, I'll fill you in just a minute. Be right back. Well, thanks for coming back. It's Veronica from Spare Hair Love Affair. And like I mentioned, I am pleased to bring you a new review for WigShe and wig number 004. For those of you who aren't familiar with WigShe, she is an overseas human hair wig company that provides absolute customization in terms of wig creation. I encourage you to visit their website at www.wigshe.com and take a look at the magic. Everything can be customized, from the size of your wig to the type of cap to the degree of bleaching that you'd like on your knots. There are so many different variations to choose from. I have about 8 WigShe wigs in my own personal collection, and I am a daily wig wearer. And my experience with WigShe has been very positive. One of the things I can tell you as both a daily wig wearer and as somebody who has been both a customer and a collaborator with WigShe is that the product continues to get better. They are affordable in terms of human hair. They are long-lasting, and they are very transparent in terms of pricing. One thing I can tell you is that the code VERONICA will save you 10% on any product on their website. And when you're talking human hair, 10% is a pretty viable saving. So I encourage you to keep that in mind. That discount is not just for this wig, it's for anything on the website. Again, this is a 150% Remy human hair wig. And the reason I ordered this one is because most of my wigs have a very stark root that then transitions into a lighter blonde color. And I wanted to try something that didn't have a ton of reviews and didn't seem to have a lot of traffic on the website, or wasn't something that had a whole lot of photographs. And so I came across this one. I was able to find one other reviewer that had done her, and I thought, I'm going to give that a shot. And I'll tell you what, I am so happy that I did. If you're somebody that isn't really looking for the very popular style right now, which seems to be the darker roots that are transitioning then into a lighter gradient color, this might be something that you want to check out. This is a very neutral to golden color, but it is not brassy, and it has amazing dimension. For those of you who are new to the WigShe experience, I just want to go over real quickly with you how she arrives. This is the beautiful packaging that a WigShe wig arrives in, and she comes in beautiful, very sturdy box. Within that box, you are going to find a wonderful satin bag that your gorgeous new treasure arrives in. And I recommend that you keep that bag. It is perfect for travel and for storage. You're also going to have a thank you card with some information on the back and an adjustable wig grip that has space right there with the lace, so that you're going to be able to hide wherever you part your hair, your hairline. And so I would say hold on to that. Whether you have biological hair, you don't have hair, it can be an additional tool to help you make your wig feel more secure. But if you're going to get to the actual true treasure, that is going to be your WigShe wig. So this is WigShe 004. And she is 20 inches of beautiful ombre Remy human hair. She is wavy. I ordered her in the 150% density, and I ordered her with fully bleached knots. Now, I did do a sneak peek and I have already cut the lace on this portion of the video, so I'm cheating a little bit, but I wanted to give you a chance to look at the absolutely fantastic dimension on this color. If you're somebody who is looking for a blonde that does not have a super sharp contrast from roots through the body of the hair shaft, this is going to be the color for you. While she does lean a little bit golden, I would characterize her pretty much as neutral. And the roots themselves are very, very soft, very pretty, and they are not brassy. And one of the things that I am most impressed with is the actual undetectable nature of these knots. I'm in natural daylight right now, and I have pretty fair skin. I want you to be able to see just how well these knots are done. I would expect this from a much higher priced wig. This is done beautifully. Let's take a look at the overall cap features quickly, and then we'll get to the good stuff. Everything on WigShe's website allows you to customize the piece that you are hoping to wear. From your density to your cap style, your size, what type of knots you would like, your overall cap construction. This one in particular, this is a small. I have a 21.5 inch circumference, and so I ordered a small. For me, I will actually wear this on, I believe, the loosest of these adjusters. However, you have two additional loops that you could use if you have an extremely petite head, or there's actually an area on the WigShe website for special requests where you could incorporate your actual personal measurements if you have a larger circumference, if you have a very small circumference, so you don't have to necessarily fit into their standardized sizing. But what you will notice is that the lace front on this cap is super extended. It's not just ear to ear, it is past ear to ear. And on each ear is a spring tension clip, which provides you additional security. If you don't have biological hair, you can slide it in under a wood grip, or you could request that it be removed completely. It really doesn't matter. With the measurements having the option to be completely customized, you have the ability to get a completely secure fit without needing to use any of the additional tools that are incorporated into the cap construction, which is really super nice. But you do have those spring tension clips on each ear tab. You additionally have a slide-in comb at the nape, which is slightly extended. You've got another one of those combs that is at the top of the crown, right where the lace top ends. And that can be slid in into bio hair if you have it under a wig grip. The back of the cap, and the one that I ordered, is closed wefted. However, you do have an option to get a completely hand-tied cap if you want. Now, keep in mind that is going to be incredibly laborious because each one of those hairs has to be hand-tied, and it takes hours and hours and hours of labor. And so that is going to be a lot more costly than a cap that is wefted. However, this is what the cap looks like. It's got a moderate amount of stretch. As I mentioned, I'm a 21.5 inch circumference, and a standard size small from WigShe is honestly one of the best fitting caps that I have found from any of the manufacturers that I wear. But this is Wig 004. Let's move on. I have put this wig on prior to making any major adjustments, meaning I still have not cut the lace. Here you go. Here's my finger. Here's the end of the lace. But I have put her on. This is what this hairline looks like, and I think it's absolutely impeccable. Again, this lace is not cut, but I want you to pay attention to the fact that these knots are virtually undetectable. Again, I did get the fully bleached option, but it is done remarkably well. Follows all the way down into the ear tab, which again, still needs to be cut. But here's my ear tab. Hits right in front of my ear where it should. But I've got a remarkably, remarkably well done hairline. What happens with WigShe Wigs is that they take the suggestions and recommendations of reviewers and customers into account, in my experience, and they are continually upping their game. One of the things that I personally have noted, I've seen other reviewers note, is that they had recommended a lot more detail go in the earlier stages of this company to the hairline of these wigs. And so you'll notice there are some baby hairs. These are basically pre-plucked hairlines. They follow the natural hairline very well. You don't have an unnatural, completely horizontal line going there that is kind of a dead giveaway that you're wearing a wig. This is very, very well done, very thoughtful, incredibly comfortable, and I'm very, very impressed. I also think that right now this light is capturing quite well the beautiful and subtle dimension that is part of this particular color application. I'm going to come back in just a few minutes after I have actually cut the lace for you, and I am going to put just a couple tiny face framing pieces around my face. I've got pretty sharp features, and I'm a lot more comfortable when I've got some face framing pieces that kind of complement my bone structure a little more, making me feel a little less dramatic and in your face. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to come back. We're going to take a look at it. Well, this wig does not disappoint. I have just cut the lace. I have trimmed a couple tiny face framing pieces around the perimeter of the lace front, and holy smokes, let me get in here and show you what we're dealing with. This is just as good as prior to cutting the lace. This is my undetectable lace front. Yeah, super, super, super well done. I am incredibly impressed. Number one, nobody is ever going to get this close to you, but if they did, they're not going to have a clue that you're wearing a wig. Let me do a quick 360 for you. Again, the density on this wig is 150%, but I do want to let you know this is not a bulky or an over-the-top or an unrealistic 150% density. I do think it would still be quite suitable for updos. It's not ridiculously bulky, and it is a fantastic denier. It's not, it's just not unrealistic. This wig allows you to easily achieve an ear tuck. I am in my 50s, so I can't see very well, and I rely on my readers putting them on and off many times a day. No problem. Sunglasses would also not be an issue. Obviously, with any long wig, proper maintenance is going to be crucial to extending the longevity. So I recommend investing in quality human hair care products, as well as ensuring that you are using deep conditioning masks, as well as putting appropriate oil in your hair. Well, I really hope you found this video helpful, and if you have, I would ask you to consider hitting that like and subscribe button. But more than anything, I want to remind you that you don't owe anyone an explanation for why you choose to feel confident. So wear that wig and wear it proudly. And I'll see you next time on Spare Hair Love Affair. Bye.